all. And so for most of you guys are going to be viewing this after it basically goes public to everybody else. But members only will actually get to see this live. And yeah, so before we get into it, formalities, right? If you guys want to drop any type of donos directly to me, QR code that way, you guys can scan that, send whatever you guys want to send. Doesn't matter, anything helps. But the biggest help you guys can do is smashing that like button, sharing this on your favorite platform so others can discover me. If you guys want to cop a t-shirt, the Team Nexus Pixel t-shirt right down there below, scan that QR code that you can get a t-shirt, hoodie, or long sleeve, up to you. I'll rock it in style, represent for Google Pixels and Google Nexus. Still give love to the Nexus, but also if you guys like to get your first month free of Helium mobile service, use that QR code right there, scan it, sign up, and use the promo code applied. We'll get you your first month free of Helium mobile. You guys can take advantage of that. So in today's video, we're going to be comparing Pixel 9, Pixel 8, and Pixel 7. This is all on sheet, right? So this is not experience. Can't tell you experiences. Don't have the Pixel 9. But we can just, get on into it. And let's take a look here. So I got them all pulled up as of before comparison right within the store.google.com. You just click compare, and you can do the drop down and choose whatever device that you want to compare with, right? So today we're just going to be focusing on the base model devices. We're going to be focusing on the Pixel 9, Pixel 8, and Pixel 7, respectively. Base models out there for those that want to go and get it. I'm not going to be talking about any trade-in deals or anything like that. You can definitely search for those online through Best Buy and other various sources where you want to pick up your device from. So what we have right here is we have the Pixel 9, the Pixel 8, and the Pixel 7, right? The current generation with the last two generations out there. Pixel 9 going for $799, Pixel 8 going for $699, Pixel 7 going for $599. There are various different colors that you can get. This year's exclusive colors are the Peony and Winter Green. With the Pixel 8, you have, let's see what color this is. I forgot what this one is. I think this one's supposed to be porcelain. Anyways, but you got the, bay blue. And then with the Pixel 7, you have the lemongrass color as, the color that you could use for, what you want. What's up, VTech? What's going on, man? You're in here during the members only, so yeah, this will go live for everybody else later on. But I'll be reading comments and answering them too. So if you have any questions, go ahead and ask them, and I will answer them here on this short live. But size between the Pixel 9, 8, and 7. So with the Pixel 9, you got 6-inch in height, 2.8 inch in weight and width, and 0.3 inch in depth, right? For the Pixel 8, it is 5.9 inches for the height, 2.8 inches for the width, so the same as the Pixel 9, and a 0.4 inch on the depth. With the Pixel 7, it's a 6.1 inch, so a little bit bigger than the Pixel 9, 2.9 inch in width, and 0.3 in depth. Okay. For the displays comparison, the 9 has a 6.3 inch actual display. The Pixel 8 has a 6.2 inch actual display, and the Pixel 7 has a 6.3 inch OLED display. All of them have a 20:9 aspect ratio. The Pixel 9 at 1080 by 2424 with OLED at 422 pixels per inch. You got a 1080 by 2400 OLED on the Pixel 8 with a 428 pixels per square inch, or pixels per inch, basically. And then with the Pixel 7, you have a 1080 2400, so pretty much the same as the Pixel 8, except that it's a 416 pixels per inch instead of a 428 on the Pixel 8. The Pixel 9 and Pixel 8 both have a smooth display from 60 to 120 hertz. The Pixel 7 only goes up to 90 hertz. With the Pixel 9, you have 2700 nits peak brightness, 2000 nits peak brightness on the Pixel 8, and 1400 nits peak brightness on the Pixel 7. Both support HDR, full 24-bit depth for 16 million colors on all three. So you don't have to worry too much about that. When it comes down to the battery, You have all of them claiming 24 plus hours of battery lifetime, but you got a 4700 milliamp hour battery on the Pixel 9, a 4575 on the Pixel 8, and a 4355 on the Pixel 7. So with the Pixel 9, it says up to 100 hours battery life with extreme battery saver, 72 hours on the Pixel 8, and 72 hours on the Pixel 7. All three have fast charging. All three have fast wireless charging, though they're a little bit different. They all support battery share, so you don't really have to worry too much about that. For the materials, the Pixel 9 uses Corning Gorilla Glass Victus 2 for the cover glass, so your display glass. The Pixel 8 uses a Corning Gorilla Glass Victus, and so does the Pixel 7. So the Pixel 9 having the second version of the Gorilla Glass Victus, and it also uses the same glass on the back on the Pixel 9, so Victus 2. The Pixel 8 and Pixel 7 use Victus glass on the back, so Victus 1 basically. As far as fingerprint sensor, it's got a fingerprint resistant coating on the entire body of these devices. IP68, all that's the same. The Pixel 9's biometric fingerprint sensor is in fact going to be where it's what do you call it? Not optical, ultrasonic. It uses sound for your biometrics. So that's pretty cool. 12 gigabytes of RAM on the Pixel 9 with 128 and 256 internal storage. Pixel 8 has 8 gigabytes of RAM with 128, 256 of storage. Same goes with the Pixel 7, 8 gigabytes of RAM, 128, 256 storage models. So as far as like for security, they all are able to use Google VPN. They have the Titan M2 security processor. For the Tensor G4, Tensor G3. Doesn't say that it has it on the Tensor G2, but I'm pretty sure the Pixel 7 has it on the Tensor G2. As far as for the cameras, the Pixel 9 basically has a 50 megapixel. And that's the same camera sensor that they've had on the Pixel 8, Pixel 7, and Pixel 6, right? It's a Samsung GN01. The aperture rating is different, though. On the Pixel 9 and Pixel 8, it is a f1.68 aperture rating, where it's a 1.85 on the Pixel 7. And it's got, all of them have an 82-degree field of view as far as for them being wide-angle shooters. Now, the ultra-wide on the Pixel 9 is a 48-megapixel sensor, basically, so different than the previous models, with an f1.7 aperture rating and 123 field of view. On the Pixel 8, you have an f2.2 aperture rating with a 12-megapixel shooter for ultra-wide at 125.8 field of view. Pixel 7 has a 12 megapixel as well at f2.2 aperture with 114 field of view. So like the field of view gets a bit wider with the Pixel 8. Seems a little bit smaller with the Pixel 9. That's odd. And as far as for like video recording with the rear camera, the Pixel 9 records in 4K and it shoots in 2430 and 60 frames per second, 1080p at 2430 and 60 frames per second. You got dual exposure on the wide camera and digital video zoom up to 7 times. On the Pixel 8, pretty much gives you about the same 4K at 2430 and 60, as well as 1080p at 2430 and 60. Digital zoom up to 7 times. The Pixel 7 is a little bit different, so 4K at 30 and 60 frames per second, 1080p recording at 30 and 60 frames per second, but you get digital video zoom up to 8 times zoom. Just keep that in mind. The front camera is a 10.5 megapixel on the Pixel 9, f2.2 aperture rating, and a 90-degree ultra-wide field of view, basically. Same goes with the Pixel 8, 10.5 megapixel, f2.2, 90-degree ultra field of view. The Pixel 7 is a little bit different, at 10.8 with an f2.2 aperture, but a 92.8% or 8-degree ultra field of view. The way that they have it worded out here, it's just so crazy. So you got super res zoom up to 8 times on the Pixel 9. You get the Add Me feature, macro focus, night sight, astrophotography, portrait mode, face on blur, long exposure, action pan, real tone, panorama, top shot, frequent faces. On the Pixel 8, you have all those except for the Add Me. And Pixel 7, you have most of those except for the macro focus and Add Me. So those are just some of the feature things. As far as for editing features, all of them have Magic Editor. All of them have Magic Eraser. Only the Pixel 9 and Pixel 8 has Best Take. They all have photo on blur. They all have portrait light, so you can adjust the portrait lighting in your photo after you take it. Only the Pixel 9 and Pixel 8 has audio magic eraser and macro focus video. They all have 10-bit HDR video, cinematic blur, cinematic pan, astrophotography, time lapse, speech enhancement. So yeah, pretty much only missing out on a few features if you go with the newer model compared to the Pixel 7. They all have stereo speakers, 3 microphones, noise suppression, spatial audio. So they have that. They're all going to be on, well, they're all on Android 14. They all will get Android 15, just to name a few things. So when you kind of just look at it, here are some of the things you really got to think about in your decisions in buying a new Pixel device, especially if you're coming from something that's like a Pixel 5, Pixel 4 XL, Pixel 5a, something that is Qualcomm based. We're going with something like this. You know, you have your options here. Now, $799 for the Pixel 9. You can go for it right now if you actually want to. But see, the thing is with Google Pixels that they tend to have sales. There tend to be sales that happen. And so you can wait a little bit, right? Because in the next couple of months, we may start seeing places drop it down to maybe like $650, maybe as low as $600, maybe even as low as $550, depending on what types of sales they have. We also have the holidays coming up too as well. And so obviously there's going to be a push to, you know, market these things out even more with some sales. We got Best Buy sales, Walmart sales, Target sales. There's a lot of places that has sales. So you really don't have to jump on the Pixel 9. But if you're absolutely wanting to get a new Pixel device right now, ultimately, if you're on the Pixel 8, there's really not a super big benefit to jumping over to Pixel 9, in my opinion. Okay, so now I'm offering my opinion. My opinion is subjective. You can agree or disagree with me. It's totally cool. But if I had the Pixel 8, I wouldn't see a reason to jump to the Pixel 9 right now. Even with, you know, all the additional things that you're getting with the Pixel 9, most of it pretty much centered around, you know, Gemini AI, Gemini Live. The thing is that every time there's something new, when it comes to the AI or to the software, it's usually held to, like, you know, the current Pixel that launched with it for a good length of time, but eventually makes its way down. And you also have to think to yourself, are any of these AI features anything that you absolutely need? And I say that because most people don't even really use a lot of the AI features. I can speak from personal experience. I have a Pixel 8a, and you know, right now I got 2 months of the Google One with Gemini Advanced plan. That's on a 2 terabyte plan. I got it for 2 months free, and I don't really use any of the AI features. I don't use AI to draft me an email or any. The most I've done, like I said in past videos and live streams, most I've done is literally just have it generate funny photos that I share with family and friends for fun. That's really it. So I may not find AI useful for me, but some of you guys may find AI useful for you. And that's totally okay. That is totally fine. Yeah, so if you decide to opt to go with the Pixel 7, it's not obsolete. You're not going to be losing anything really, just a few minor features and stuff like that, but nothing absolutely major that you would be losing if you chose to go with the Pixel 7. And it costs $200 less than the Pixel 9, and it will be supported, you know, until I think, what, 2026 as far as software support, and then security patches until 2028. So you'll still be good when it comes to the Pixel 7, but yeah, just a, you know, quick little live stream just to kind of like compare these. Yeah, that's pretty much all that I have for you guys right now. You know, so I'm pretty much going to close this out. I want to thank everyone for jumping in real quick and just hanging out with me. Again, if you guys want to try out Helium Mobile, use that QR code, scan it, and you can get your first month for free. Signing up with Helium Mobile, you can try them out for 1 month on me. And if you guys want to copy a, you know, pretty cool shirt to represent, you know, Nexus and Pixel, you can grab one of my shirts. You can grab a t-shirt, long sleeve, or hoodie. The shop is right there. QR code to get you to the shop. And if you guys want to send a birthday dono, the upper QR code in the left corner, you guys can send a birthday dono that way. Smash the like button. Share this out to everybody.